Hello and welcome back to my channel, and thanks for rejoining me with my 4 Against Darkness solo campaign. We rejoin our characters at quite a critical juncture. They had been surprised by 9 goblin swarmlings. They had sneaked up behind them. They are a wandering monster encounter. We are in this room here, this room 12, which is close and claustrophobic. And it is also the residence of, there must be a group of swarmlings that are malingering around this area of the dungeon. And they have been probably observing our characters approach and think, yes, this is our opportunity to pounce. Now, before I get torn into that particular engagement, I do have a couple of mistakes and a couple of errors that I noted from my previous video. Nothing really untoward, just the fact that I just basically overlooked these individual items. The first one was to do with the puzzle box, which we discovered in room 11, and we got Flint. He was the guinea pig for the puzzle box, and he got a bit of a zap from it and took 1 point of life from him. I should stop calling them hit points. It's actually life. So he lost 1 life point. When it came to Isolde, our rogue, I should have been adding her level to the roll. She did actually solve the puzzle box without my assistance or the assistance of her level add, but that will be noted for future reference. And also when we came across this giant spider in corridor 6, which again was another wandering monster roll. There seems to be a bit of a trend going on here. Maybe we should cut down on the room searches. We do seem to be getting a few wandering monsters, although to be fair, that was due to the fact that we were retracing our steps, which is a bit of a killer rule when it comes to trying to get out of the dungeon when you've actually maybe gone quite immersed into the actual complex, and then you got to try and get out, and you got to have this wandering monster roll every time you go through a place. But that being said, what we missed out from that debacle was the experience roll, because weird monsters, they classify as effectively similar to a boss. We are allowed an experience roll at the end of it. So one of our characters should have been able to have a chance of leveling up. And I thought, well, instead of just assigning characters and me choosing it, I'm going to be quite democratic about it. And I'm going to just do it based on a D4 roll. Also, each character will get a chance to increase their level before any other gets up 2 levels. So basically we're going to try and level up in tandem if that is possible. So the first thing I'm going to do is just determine which character is going to get the opportunity of leveling up. So we'll just do it based on our marching order, and I'll use a D4 for this. I know sacrilege, but it needs must. And we're going to have, right, so it is Taran. He gets an opportunity, and Taran is our fighter, our warrior, level 1. So basically all we need to roll on this is anything apart from a 1. So come on, Taran, let's see whether you can level up. 2, so he just makes it. So maybe he's learned from a few things. He's done quite a lot of good fighting. He's had some mighty blows. Also, he avoided a trapdoor earlier, so maybe he's been learning a few tricks of the trade. And what happens when you level up is you immediately go up 1 life. So we'll go up to 8 on life, and also whatever hits we have will go up 1 as well. So we'll go up to 8, and our hits will go up to 3. So he was toiling a bit. He was down to 2. Although actually I've done that the wrong way around. He had taken 2 hits, so basically he has taken a 1. So he wasn't down to 2. He's taken 1. Okay. So yes, our dwarf Flint has taken 3. bit confusing. Maybe I should I should flip round to the other way and say this is our hit total in going down rather than number of hits taken. But it is what it is just now. So basically, I'll remove one of the hits because he goes up a level, and also we'll put level 2 in, so he'll add 2 to his attack rolls, which is great. So he goes up to 2, and I'll put +2 here as well, just so that we remember. So this is pretty good, and this will help out in our combat. And I should have applied it a while ago, so I do apologize to Taran. He should have been a level 2 for a while, and he definitely is our leader now because he is the highest level. Okay, so that's done. Let us get on with the goblin swarming attack. So what I'll do is I'll just do 9 boxes for these. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that will be a very large 9th box. They are level 3 monsters. Yes, so if they are level 3 monsters, they are probably going to give us quite a bit of bother in this episode. As wandering monsters, they will also get the first attack. So the way we're going to do this is we'll just work out how we're going to divide up the 9 goblin swarmlings with our 4 characters. So if we take 1 is Taran, and 2 is Flint, and 3 is Isolde, and 4 is Phelan. We've got we'll have 2 each against, so we can do 1, 1, 1, 1. So that's equal. We will do the remainder. Now the way 4 Against Darkness asks you to allocate when it comes to wandering monsters is any surplus based on, because each character will take 1 each, and then if there are any other surplus ones, they go in priority to hated opponents. So in this case, I'm going to classify these as goblinoids or goblins. So they do hate the dwarf, they hate Flint, and Flint gets an advantage when he tries to attack them too. So I'm going to say that as a priority, any extra ones will go against him. And also they must have an ability to just be able to sniff out the weaker ones in the group, and they tend to go for the ones with the lowest life. So I would say, who we got? We got for life, we've got Taran, and he's down to 7. We've got Flint, and he's down to 3. We've got Isolde, and she's at 4. And we've got Phelan, and she's at 5. So poor old Flint is going to be the target of any surplus we're going to have against him. So currently there are 9. So I'll go 2, 2, 2. I'm going to, unfortunately, poor old Flint is going to have 3 against him. So let us go in order of attack. Based on Taran, he has got. Let's see what he's got in his favor. He does have light armor, and he has a shield. Yes, and they are level 3. So he is not going to get the benefit of his shield in this first round, the surprise round that the wandering monsters have. So he's only going to be able to add 1 to these attacks. So I'm going to say that it's going to be, he has to get above 3. He adds 1, so he has to get 3 or above. So the first attack, he manages to repel it, and the second attack, he does not. He takes 1 point of damage. So let's add this on. He's taken 2 hits. Okay, let us go on to Flint. And Flint has got 3 attacks against him. he does have the advantage that in defense, he doesn't get it against goblins. He just gets the +1 against in attack. But he has heavy armor, so he gets +2 defense. He doesn't bother with the shield. So we can add 2 onto that. So he needs to get, if it's a 3, he needs to get anything but a 1, and he should be okay. So that is fine on the first one. That is fine on the second. Bouncing off his heavy armor. And that is fine on the third. So he is basically almost impregnable against these swarmlings. They are doing the swarm thing. They're trying to get on top of him and try to prise into his armor, but he's being very effective in repelling them. We've got our next character, which is Isolde, and she has 2 attacks against her. And she has light armor, so she gets +1, and that is it. Yes, so and they are 3, so let's roll a 1. First one, she's fine, and the second one, 3 + 1 is 4, so she gets above 3, so that's fine. So these characters are all succeeding. We have Valen, our elf. She's got light armor, so again, if she gets anything apart from a 3 or less, she is okay. So no, she takes a point of damage, unfortunately. Oh no, we get a +1. We get a +1. So 3 + 1 is 4. No, that's fine. That's fine on the first one, and the second one is fine. Yes, she defends well. So actually, all the characters have done great in the first almost surprise round that the Wandering Monsters have had. So that is a good result for our characters. We go on to the attack, and we have 9 of them to destroy. So let's hopefully gonna get some major damage from our heroes. So we'll go with Taran. We'll go in the order of our marching order. We'll go with Taran first, and he adds 2. He doesn't have any other. So let's roll a d6 and add 2 to him. So 4 + 2 is 6, so that wipes out 2 of the goblin swarmlings. So he kills 2. And Flint has got, he's got a 2-handed warhammer. He gets +1 attack on that, and also he gets a +1 against goblins. So I'm going to say goblin swarmlings are classified as goblins too. So he gets +2 to add. And also he gets a +1 because of his level. He gets +1 unless it's range. So he actually gets +3 to add. So this could be a mighty blow. He's probably going to get his own back against these little 3 that are scrabbling over him. So he gets 2 + 3 is 5. So that only classifies as 1. So 3 remained at 2, and 2 isn't enough to take off another swarmling. So we're on to our rogue, Isolde, and we still have 6 swarmlings. So she does not get a +1 because she does the party does not outnumber the minions, but she'll just get a straight roll. In fact, she gets a -1 because she has a dagger. So this is the downside of Isolde. She's not really very good offensively, but she's not really designed to do that. But she gets the mighty blow. So she's going to get something said with this. So we do an accumulator. Remember, we have to take -1 off. So we're at 5 just now. 5 + 3 is 8. So she kills 2. And we get the opportunity to do a bit of an adulation. Let's see. It's not really an adulation here. It's really just like a mighty heroic slaying moment. So let's find out what she can do. A heroic slaying moment with her dagger. Yes, and you've seen it here first. She gets the 3, and the 3 is on my little chart. The Dance of Death. Grace and fury blend. Every movement perfect. The hero's strikes are effortless, precise, and merciless. When the motion ends, silence reigns. Yes, that really sums up Isolde. I would say that was a very expert display of knife work. She was, she managed to, probably did a bit of kind of slitting their throats and, just delicate kind of, between their armor, and managed to get their weak spots. And it really was almost a poetic, artistic sight to behold. So that is Isolde out the way. She's had an heroic moment. Let us do our elf, and we have Phelan. Now what she can do is she have a sword. So I'm just going to say that she's going to do our sword. Yeah, and she'll add her level. So yeah, let's do it. She could have maybe cast her sleep spell, but I think that's maybe a bit of a waste on this. I would rather keep that for maybe later on in the adventure. So let us do, we'll do +1 to this roll, and that's an automatic miss. So that is unfortunate. So she gets nowhere with her attack. So the Swarmlings, they have a chance of riposte. There are 4 of them left. So they will just go equally against each of our characters. So let's see what they need against Taran. His shield comes into motion, so he adds 2 to this roll. So he manages to repel. Flint he will add 3 to his roll. So he does very well. He easily swipes off the Swarmling. Isolde, she will add 1 to her roll. She fails, so Isolde takes a hit. That's not too good. So she takes 1 hit. So she's down to 3 life. And we have Phelan. She's got light armor. She adds 1. Let's see how she gets on. 2 + 1 is 3, so that's not enough because that equals their level, and she needs to get above their level, so she takes a hit. But luckily, these characters have not taken damage already, so they are okay. It's really Flint that is really suffering. He's down to half his life. So that's the end of that. The Swarmlings attack. We move back to our characters, and we're hoping and praying that the characters can dispatch the rest of these, and let us see how they get on. So we are going to have Taran first, and he's going to add 2, because he's level 2. So he fails. He basically is, maybe his sword falls out of his hand or something, slips from his fingers, and he has to spend half his time trying to recover it. So we're going to rely on Flint with his mighty 2-handed warhammer. He's going to try to splat some Swarmlings. He gets a +1. He gets a +1 for his attack, and he gets a +1 versus goblins. So he gets +3 for this. So 2 + 3 is 5. So unfortunately, it does not qualify to get up to 2 off. It only still counts as 1 because we can't carry these extra points forward. So he kills 1. So we're not going to get rid of all the Swarmlings this turn. We have moved over halfway. So what I would say is that they have a chance of maybe of fleeing, and we'll classify that as a victory. So 1 to 3, they decide to flee. So they do. The Swarmlings are away. They have disappeared. So they classify as a victory for us, and we take them, even though we have not. So I'll just shade them in to say that we have not killed them, but they have fled. We can try to we get a +1. We may as well do that and just see whether we just kill them off anyhow. So let's do a -1 + 1. And we also, Isolde we do exceed the numbers, so Isolde will get a +1. She gets a -1 for her dagger and a +1 for hitting from behind. So that's going to be a +1. She does 6, so she's on fire. She gets 6 + 1 is 7. She gets another 6. She gets, that's 13. We do another one. 13, 17 points of damage. So she basically wipes them all out. Let's see what she gets for her heroic moment. We'll roll a d6 for that and see whether she gets any different type of sword work. Yeah, she really has done an amazing job in this combat. She's shown all the other fighters up. She gets a 3 again. So she is doing the old, she's doing the Dance of Death again. You know, Grace and Fury blend. Yep, she just keeps on doing that Dance of Death. You keep doing that, Isolde. We're loving it. You're doing a great job. So that is that combat over. We don't get any treasure because they are wandering monsters, but we have managed to dispatch them. We're back to the situation where we've taken a little bit of damage. I think Taran took 1 and Isolde took 1 and Phelan. But, you know, it could have been worse. There were a lot of those swarmlings. They could have overwhelmed us. It could have been quite dicey. Right. So, what are we going to do? Are we going to continue or are we going to retrace our steps? Well, I think we just keep on pressing on forward and seeing whether we can come across a great big boss that we can take out and see whether we can push this dungeon adventure forward. So, let us go through this door and we'll check what the door is first, see what it is. We get a 4. It's a reinforced door with lock, a solid door fitted with a corroded lock and keyhole. The handle is cold to the touch and faint scrape marks show it's been forced before. So this is the old forced lock door. So we'll have a 4 there just to make sure, and we'll roll our dice to see what is beyond this door when we open it. So we're going to have a 56 and a 2 on our table. A 2 on our table is dungeon dressing. So let's find out what our room is first, and it is 56. 56 on our flowchart is going to be, get my flowchart out. 56, and a 56 is right. There's absolutely no way we're going to be able to fit that in. So if we have a connector, it's probably going to be that way around. Is going to be the one that gets the most, and the most we're going to get is let's say it goes up here, goes down here, goes in here, and that's it. So it's not even a room. I say that's a corridor that we can have, and that's all the area that we can get, I think, in it. Yeah, I think that's fair. That's a kind of a literal interpretation of that. So it is basically a corridor. So I can do the dressing, dungeon dressing for a corridor. So let's roll a d6 on that and find out what is there. So 2, dungeon dressing for the corridor. 2, collapsed section. Part of the ceiling has fallen in. Rubble and bone fragments litter the path, and the air carries a dry mineral scent. So collapsed section. So I'll put that as corridor 13. And I'll just put a little note that I have number 2 on dressing, 2D. So a collapsed section. So maybe that explains why we can't go any further. It's basically collapsed. What has been here. Maybe this went further into the complex, but it's collapsed. It's no longer available for transit. We have to turn back. But what, before we do that, Let us find out if it has anything lurking inside. And it is a corridor. So let's roll 2d6. Let's see what happens. A 12. So we're getting some quite extraordinary dice. A lot of sixes coming up in our little game today. And a 12 is, oh my goodness, if it had been a room, it would have been the dragon's lair, a boss table. But because it is a corridor, it's empty. We can search it. Yes, so it is an empty. Are we going to search it? Well, the thing is, we get a -1 to this die roll. I do think it's a good idea to try to search it. What I think we'll do is we will try to retrace our steps and let's look at the possibilities. If we only go back maybe a couple of rooms, we can go through this door here, and that means that we don't have to go too far back. So I think that's what we will do. I think what we'll do is we've gone into this room, we've realized it's empty, there's nothing in it. We don't want to search it for any secret doors or treasure or whatever. We've been caught out by these wandering monsters already. What we want to do is maybe try to get into a room that maybe we could get a special feature and have like healing or whatever. So we'll retrace our steps into here. So if we get a 1, we have a wandering monster. So no. We will retrace our steps into this room. And if we get a 1, we have a wandering monster. So no. We are going to try this door here. So let's find out what the door is like. We're going to have a 2 door, and it is an iron banded door, thick wooden planks reinforced with rusted iron straps. Dents and scratches suggest something tried to get out rather than in. Ooh, so it doesn't sound too nice, but at least we can get through it. So I'll put a little 2. Let us find out what is beyond this door with our 3 dice. So we're going to have, that's 11. And also it's 3, and a 3 on our table is dungeon dressing. So what is 11 on our key? And it is a corridor. So let us just do it the way it's shown on the diagram. And we'll go down 4. And there is a door here. And there is a door here. And we had some dungeon dressing. So a dungeon dressing on the corridor. We've got 5. And a dungeon dressing on the corridor. 5. Okay, so crumbled inscriptions. Fading carvings line the walls. Half erased names, forgotten prayers, and broken runes. When touched, the dust smears like old ash. Ooh, so it's pretty foreboding. Like everything in this dungeon, I'm trying to get a bit of a crypt kind of undead. This is trying to get the sense that it is not just your standard dungeon, and that's what all my dressing is trying to do. Try to emphasize that atmosphere. And this has definitely got that kind of atmosphere in this corridor. Is there going to be anything in the corridor? Let us find out. Yeah, I'm a bit in shock already because we got that double 6. If that had been a room and we'd had the dragon, that would have been quite an encounter. So let's find out what is here. We get a 6. We're going to roll the vermin table. And if win, roll d6 on the treasure table. Well, vermin quite often don't have anything. So this is corridor 14. We'll put 14. We had 5 as the dressing, as the atmosphere. Sorry, it was dressing, wasn't it? And also we've got vermin. So we're going to have to roll on the vermin table. And the vermin table is in my book. Just look at the back. That's the easiest place to look. And vermin is, so are we going to get more goblin swarmings? That is the question. Roll a d6, find out what we're going to get. We get a 6. 2d6 skeletal rats. Okay, so how many skeletal rats are we going to find? We have 9 skeletal rats, and they're level 3 undead, no treasure. Crushing weapons attacks are +1 against skeletal rats, but they cannot be attacked by bows and slings. We could do the reaction, couldn't we? But then if they're gonna get the edge on us, they'll fight and they'll get a free attack. So I'm looking at the time. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to do this combat right now. I'll wait till the start of the next episode. And you know, as I've explained on a few of these other 4 Against Darkness videos, I want to try and keep them to around about 30 minutes and whatever, and just do 2 or 3 rooms or whatever. And you know, have that as the progression. So I think we'll do the skeletal rats in the next episode. The characters are kind of on the front foot. They haven't really, you know, just as a kind of overall feel for, you know, they've got quite a lot of mapping on their actual dungeon map, but they haven't really achieved it very much. They do have this quest in operation just now. And if they can find this sword, they could maybe get something back to the lady in white. But they haven't really found, you know, apart from the fact that they could maybe trigger a boss monster with the statue room. Maybe that's what they need to do, is actually go back to the statue room and trigger that. But you know, before they can do anything like that, they're going to have to deal with these skeletal rats. So we'll do that at the start of the next episode. That should be interesting. See whether the dwarf can do any splattering with his mighty warhammer, and he's a crushing weapon, so he should be able to do some extra damage. And we have Taran upgraded to a level 2 fighter, so yeah, that's going to make him a lot more useful in combat. You know, you'll be able to get scythe through, maybe some mighty blows, that type of stuff. Isolde was really quite outstanding in that episode. You know, she really was with her knife work. She got 2 amazing hits, and that was quite interesting to watch, quite entertaining. Okay, right, hopefully you enjoyed that. I did. Let's see what happens in the next episode.